SwissBorg is the official partner of my channel where you can buy, sell, hold, and more importantly stake your cryptocurrencies. You can even earn yield on your stablecoins. Sign up with my link and you'll earn up to $100 worth of their native token CHSB just for depositing €50 worth of crypto. SwissBorg. Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to talk about EGLD today. I know that today we have FOMC and we're going to see a bit of volatility. That's fine. That's absolutely no problem. The markets have spoken as far as I'm concerned. Dixie will continue to go down. Doesn't really matter particularly what the Fed are going to do. The markets are speaking louder than they are at the moment, and I expect this direction to continue. So down for the Dixie, up for more or less everything else. But as I was saying to people on the Patreon yesterday, that when I call everything bounce, that is true to an extent. But if you're going to pick an altcoin, you might as well pick something with a decent setup on it. We've been looking at EGLD now for about a month, really, and now I've already got back in, and I got in on this yesterday. We've been looking at a consolidation at a higher level, really, and breaking out from this horizontal level of support that's been under for the best part of a month, really. We broke this a couple of days ago. Yesterday we really started to launch from it. Now, I talk about the reason I like this chart. I like this chart because the risk to reward is good. It's not, a hopium call. It's not, it's unlikely to be the most explosive altcoin out there, but it's got a good setup. And so if you're going to put money into something, if you're going to expect an outcome, you do it based on a setup that looks good. Something out there like, I don't know, Baby Doge, Shiba Inu, furry-faced shitcoin might end up outperforming EGLD just through the nature of what happens with these coins. But it might not be present on the chart, whereas this, we've got stuff present on the chart. So let's just recap on this basically and reasons I like it. Again, I'm not looking for this to make you a millionaire overnight, so just put it into context, really. This is a decent setup for a decent trade. So breaking out from this horizontal level of support, number one, surfing all major moving averages, and now they're crossing over the 10 exponential, basically backing up that major level of support around $58. That's good. We've got a pump signal generated last night on the Ichimoku cloud, so we waited for this for ages. We've now got that set in stone. So that's likely to take us up to our next major level of resistance. That's all it's going to do. It's not a trend or anything like that. The trend is already in play. We've already got a trend, but we don't have a trend signal, but that's fine. You get what you're given in this market. So we've got a pump signal on the daily, which is really, really nice. And so if you were to think about the next major level of resistance, it's going to be this one here. It's a 12% move. But if that were to break, then we can extend that to higher areas on the chart, probably around about $100 flat. So then that's a decent move if we were to do that sort of thing. And again, I'm not suggesting that we move up to $100, but if we were to, we're talking a 65% move. And again, this would require the continuation of the trend. The pump signal can take us to this level, $68, and push us above there, and then we can see if we can build a trend above that level. So it's still early days on this one now. This one looks like it's breaking out to me, and it's complemented not just by this setup that we see over here, but momentum is picking up as well. We're not overextended. We're not seeing any kind of bearish divergences or anything like that. We're just seeing a nice, slow, gradual breaking out and continuation of a trend after a consolidation at a high level. So now we're going to look at the Bitcoin pair, and we'll zoom right in on this weekly, and we're above all major moving averages. It's only the 10 exponential, which is around 3,000 sats, which is not too far from where we're at right now. And at that point, we would actually be above all major moving averages. This chart has been below its 20 weeklies since January 2022. We've come up to test it a few times, rejected all these times, and finally we reclaimed it, and we've been above it now for this is the 5th week in a row. Sweet, that's good, because that's more or less the same deal as the consolidation at the high level that we've been at this level. So it's all pretty good. Now if we go to the 3-day on the Bitcoin pair as well, we can see some other signs of life, being above a 200 exponential. In fact, all major moving averages of significance. It's only this 200 weekly that it's not. Now there's no pump or buy signals or anything like this taking place, and there probably won't be unless we see a significant move up to around 3,550 sats, getting the Chiku span to break outside of the cloud. You get a pump signal then on a 3-daily on a Bitcoin pair, but that's a little way off at the moment, to be honest with you. We can't expect that, and the money flow index is quite high on it. So I think this move, to be honest, for me, even though that it's complemented by the Bitcoin pair, I think the setup and signals are more appropriate to look at on its tether pair. And so we'll start with our first major target of around 66 to 68, and then we'll extend that into the 80s where the 200 exponential is, and top target more or less about that $100, meeting that previous peak around here after we collapsed so dramatically. It's gaining ground slowly. This is what uptrends look like, especially in a bear market. Bear market, we've consolidated more or less at this within this range. Lots of coins look like this. They're all sat within a certain range. Now we're breaking outside of here, so I expect to meet the top of the range, but with the pump signal included and the general direction of Dixie being down, still got a fair bit of movement down as far as I'm concerned. You know, we based all of this on the weekly, and I expect it to continue this way, breaking down below the 10 exponential. Probably have a little mess around by the 20 and the 21 Bollinger Band center on the weekly. And its major destination for me is going to be the 50 exponential. So we've got a lot further to run as far as I'm concerned. And again, we look at this on a weekly, so this all favors spot. But today is going to be a bumpy day, so don't expect anything crazy. I suppose if I hadn't got an entry in EGLD, I wouldn't be entering it now as we approach the top of the Bollinger Band. I would look to see if we got a retest of that $57, $58 zone, and then I'd pick it up again. But like I say, I've already got mine from yesterday, so that's fine. That's fine. Right, so I'll leave it with you there. Like I say, it's a good setup. I do like it. It's not a millionaire starter kit. It's a setup based on TA and the overall market being in favour of further upside for the charts with the best setups. And this is, you know, I'm sure there's many charts out there with great setups, but as far as a decent setup's concerned, this has got all the hallmarks of things that I would look for. And so I expect it to work, right? I expect it to work. Right, I'll leave it with you there, but thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.